Hello and welcome to the K&J podcast. That was Justin dropping some knowledge about the channel sponsor Anchor. If you have any questions, just rewind it or hit us up on Instagram or whatever. We'll talk to you. Now let's get into the theme of the episode, and it's really just the resurrection of the K&J. We've been gone for a while. If life had a pause button, I'm sure every damn one of us would, put it on pause for a few days, a few months, a few years. That'd be so nice. Not paying bills, not adulting. Oh, God, to be a kid again. But what really inspired this resurrection and just to get back on track and getting in the flow and developing a structure of the podcast is the willingness to just finish what we started. And that was just sparked by the terrible news of, the Mamba's death, Kobe Bryant. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of basketball, but I am a fan of greatness. I am a fan of structure and just discipline. It's something about an athlete or anyone that can just commit their entire life or a large amount of time to getting something done. And you can see that being obsessed with something is so beautiful. And that's what he taught. That obsession is not it's not a bad thing. It's a recipe to be successful. And with the Mamba mentality, I remember being 16 and I was on a cross country team, very short, terrible times and all that. And my brother was like, well, you can sit here and bitch, or you can Kobe it. It's like, Kobe it? What do you mean? Like, Kobe was like shooting something. He's like, nah, you can work for it. That's what he told me when I was 16. You can work for it. He's like, be a Mamba. So that whole summer, while everyone was chilling, getting fat, taking vacations, I was running up hills, doing 5Ks every week, every other day actually, reserving my knees, reading books because I didn't I didn't have the knowledge of the internet to be like, oh, what about physio for recovery and everything? Reading books about stretching and everything, just to edge seconds to minutes off my time to become a decent cross country runner. Wasn't the best because I don't have the build for it. I'm short. I'm only 5'8", pretty stocky. So I wasn't going to be great at it, honestly, because I didn't want to put that much work into it. But it was great looking back at that and just knowing that I didn't know about Kobe's records and everything from basketball. I just knew what he did for other people. And for my brother just to say, hey, just Kobe it. Become a Mamba. Get that Mamba mentality. Be obsessed with winning. Don't make excuses that you can't, don't focus on things that you can't control. Sure, everyone wants to be 6'4" and athletic. While those guys are getting lazy and fat and not working, you work harder. You maintain your focus. So hearing about his death was crazy. I woke up and my friend Nick, he sent me a snap. He's like, hey, you heard Kobe died. I was like, Kobe? Like, I don't know a Kobe. He's like, Kobe Bryant. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I kind of snapped at him on text. And because it was just, all those hoax. Like, people always make fake news. Oh, Tupac's really alive. Biggie was never dead. I just thought it was one of those. So I was just like, dude, cut that shit out. Because I was just watching like TED Talks and these motivational videos probably a week before his death. I mean, I was like, man, I'm going to get on this grind. I'm finally out of the military. I need to get back in shape. I need to get focused. I need to be structured. And I was allowing Kobe to just enhance my self-belief. Like his words, listening to him and just like, okay, just really building that foundation for self-belief and getting rid of the insecurities that I just had from, anything. Life gives you tons of things to be depressed about or just sad. And you have all these social anxieties and all this other just terrible things. And I'm not a big reader, so I was just watching these videos of motivational videos, and then I came across Kobe. So I was listening to Kobe for a good 20, 30 minutes every other day just to get motivated and get back in the gym. And then I get this text message from one of my friends that I know Nick wouldn't fuck with me, stating that Kobe's dead and his little daughter at 11 also was in a helicopter crash. I was like, what? So I don't believe him. Like I said, I snapped at him, and I'm pretty sure he just thought I was talking shit. But in my mind, I snapped him. I was like, dude, fuck off. Go up to ESPN Plus on my iPhone. Look at it. Headline news. It's true. And I don't understand why it felt this way, but it was just like the sharpest pain in my stomach. Like someone took all the breath out of me, and I was disbelief. I was looking around to just lock eyes with someone, but no one was in the room. And I just sat there and thought, like, damn, he's dead. Like, which made no sense. You know, like, just try to understand this. And I'm not trying to, say or disrespect anyone by saying this, but when you have a relative or a loved one or just someone that you know that is 75 plus, 80, early 90s, late 90s, if you're blessed to live that long, there's something in you that you're always expecting that call. Like, I'll give you an example. I used to work with this guy when before the military. I was worked at this wood mill, Boise Cascade, and this older black man. I'm not gonna say his name just out of respect. I don't know if his family wants me to tell this story, but he used to come in, talk shit, always ask me how the young girls are. You know how it is when you have that old cat and he's looking at you and he's giving you advice after advice. He's telling his stories, the mistakes he made, and he legitimately became a friend of mine. And then one day he didn't show up. There I am, 18 years old, and I'm just like, where is he at? It's been 2 days and he hasn't came to work. And he loved to work. He loved just his coworkers. He just loved actually just talking shit to everyone. And just, just being there, just working. He loved working. And next thing you know, I know he's never called in, never missed a day. Then 2 days straight, he's not showing up. So I reach out. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, hold on. I know his grandson. Let me text his grandson. And the news, he was dead. He died at 81. And it was just crazy to me because I'm like, what? It was just so sudden. He was just cheerful, happy, and he passed away in his sleep, which is great. No pain, hopefully. But that put in perspective to me that people just in a second, you can just say hi and whatever, and then they're gone the next day. You never really know when's your last day. But that made me think. So when someone's like 75 or up in age, elderly, you should always expect that call, right? That's like my mindset of like when you go past 70. That's just in my opinion. Again, I'm not trying to say any bad things about old relatives or loved ones. Okay, I love my relatives. I hope I hope I never get that call. I hope you don't get that call. But if we're being realistic, you should expect that call. But for someone that's 41, 11, of that young in age, you haven't lived. You haven't lived at 11. You haven't lived at 41. He was out of the NBA for 4 years, I believe, just 4 years. And what he was building with his MAMBA Academy and his vision and all his talks and motivational speeches was going to be greater than what he accomplished on the court. That's what all his friends were saying. That's not even what I just think. That's what, Shaq, all the analysts, Stephen A. Smith, everyone was saying that, and it's just so sad. But yeah, it just made me realize, like, damn, you never really know, and you have to appreciate it. You have to get out there. You have to live your life in that Mamba mentality to just dedicate yourself to it. You need to understand that these little fights and these little bickerings that you have with your loved ones, it's not even worth it to go to bed mad, honestly, because you just don't know if you're waking up and that person is going to be there for you to apologize or for them to apologize to you. It's not worth it. So I got motivated. I've been watching all the Kobe videos. I sat down, I put down a chart, develop a structure that I definitely want to. I enjoy making this podcast, and I need to give time, the appropriate dedication and time to it. And I wish it didn't take the death of Kobe Bryant to flick that switch in my mind. But um, yeah, it's just sad. I'm really lost for words, and I've been pondering about this for a while actually, and it just feels good to get it out. Couple things I want you to do right now. I want you to pause the podcast, find a loved one, a friend, or anyone, and just be open, be honest. Tell them how much you appreciate them. Let all the walls down and just let it flow. I'm not saying you have to get emotional and tell secrets or lie to someone. Just be true to that person and be open and tell them that you love them or you like them or you care for them. That we can't stress about things that are not in our control. And ultimately, we all have to become a Mamba. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm glad that we're doing this again. Hopefully, we'll get back on track. Well, we will get back on track, attacking this podcast as in a Mamba mentality, Mamba state of mind. And we're out. Thank you guys for listening. Bye bye.